Hi. I just want to say welcome to everybody today. First meeting of the year from Feeding Futures this second year. So we're very excited to see. We feel very happy today. I'm very pleased that some of the great companies that is been partnership with our schools are here joining us and being here for sharing more about the programs and learn more about that. So I want to welcome everybody. We're going to have some time to answer questions. I will be introducing them once we start going into the webinar today. I also, Janet always very kindly join me in case, I cannot see the chat or something, but this time I'm not going to be chatting, so it will be easier for me to kind of like go through that. Okay, I think it's 2:07 and I promised somebody that will start 2:05. So I want to welcome first Lorraine and Sean. They are from Cisco and they're gonna give us a very nice introduction and things that we can do. So feel free to ask any questions in the chat or raise your hand at the end of their own part that they will probably be able to answer also questions. Okay, so welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Lorraine Brickwood, and I'm here with Sean Jones, both from Cisco. I am your sales consultant for Cisco, and Sean Jones is your business development manager as well, to help this rollout of the Feeding Futures for the independent schools. I brought along a PowerPoint presentation and then a quick presentation of how easy it is to order from Cisco. So I'm going to start in with the presentation, and it just kind of gives you an overview. What is Cisco? What is Cisco all about? So bear with me. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Oops. There we go. Are we all seeing? Give me a verbal. It says Cisco at the heart of food and service.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. I'm just going to put it into presentation mode. Here we go. So what Cisco is, it is the large Cisco is the largest food distributor globally. We have in BC, we have 3 warehouses, one in Vancouver, one on the island, and one in Kelowna. We started to develop our food security program about 2.5 years ago, before the funds were released into the school systems, and we have really gone into deep understanding of what the food security program means and what it needs. We've done a lot of pilot programs, altered them as we go along, to be really the first in class in food security programs. Definitely the first large vendor to the table on that. So this is sort of what we're going to go over: our values, our community involvement, what Cisco brings to the table, support for schools and food security, local and sustainability, which is really important because there is a bit of a mandate from the federal and provincial government on local, and then food safety and our delivery program. The beginning here, this is Cisco sort of has these, well, not sort of, it does have these 4 attributes that we pride ourselves on: our mission, delivering success for our customers through industry-leading people, products, and solutions. Product and solutions, that's a big one. Cisco's never really dabbled into the retail market and small pack sizes until we started building out our food security program. We're rooted in integrity, committed to inclusion, drive together, define excellence, and grow responsibly. Grow responsibly, I find, is a really important factor. We've just launched some electric trucks, the big transport trucks in Vancouver. First rolled out in Ireland, and now it's made its way all the way to BC here. So we'll see more and more of those type of vehicles hitting the road. Our identity: together we deliver the future and food service and supply chain. And recipe for growth: Cisco's growth strategy is grounded in purpose, fueling our business, transforming to enable us to grow. So all of these is sort of what we stand by every single day. what was is really important and goes along with our food security programs is our Nourishing Neighbors program developed in 19 or sorry 8 2018, not 1802, 2018. So a percentage of all purchases are donated to local charities to fight hunger in communities. That money goes right back into our own communities, not to the head office, not to the US, to our very own communities. There we go here. That's where it says a proportion. And our 2025 goal is to donate a total of 500 million worth of goods to our local communities. That's across Canada, but in any revenue that's generated into the Vancouver area goes into Vancouver, which I mean Vancouver, Lower Mainland inclusively, back into their programs. What we do, you get personal support, product knowledge, sourcing, credits and returns, menu development, nutrition. That's along with developing your Feeding Futures program. We purchase as much local as we can. We have the highest form of food safety from farm to manufacturer to your doorstep, recorded temperature control all the way. It's not going in the back of someone's trunk and being delivered from Costco to your doors at a high temperature. It's temperature checked every single step of the way. We have an easy program. You can place your orders online. We have over 16,000 items. Whatever is in the grocery store, we have that, then some. We have labor saving products. So instead of, you making mac and cheese, we have it already made, ready to go. And long gone are the days that a pre-made product wasn't very good or didn't have nutritional value. To be listed at Cisco, every vendor and partnership that we have has to go through a strict testing to be able to be a vendor for Cisco. And we want to optimize your spend so you can reap the rewards of Cisco Rewards. And that is, if you think of air miles, it's kind of like that program. You earn points and you can redeem them for and look into a whole catalog of what Cisco Rewards can give you. And we want to stretch every dollar as much as possible, so our course price is first and foremost. This is an example of what Cisco rewards can bring to you. Like I said, it's an online catalog. You can go in, look at your points, and redeem it for all different types of things. Gift cards, MasterCards, those things are included as well. So great way to reward maybe a student or a teacher or somebody that's gone above and beyond for this program. Sustainability, we partner with as many local growers and producers as possible. So also I'll be sending out a list of all our local suppliers. When we say local, that's inclusive of BC. So here's just a little snippet of some of them, but we have many more and I can send out a catalog with that. Food safety. So when I said we look at the temperature control from beginning to end, the trucks that are brought in from vendors, the whole truck can be rejected if the temperature of the truck is not exactly how it should be through the entire process of that product's life. So we actually check the truck before the doors even open, and we check on that. Not the current temperature, but the entire temperature reading throughout the duration of that product's travels. And again, we have a recall program that if, for example, Quaker granola bars had a recall a few months back, we have all the data to know who bought that product, when they brought that product, what invoice that product was on, and how you can return or destroy that product and get a credit for it. So it's pretty instantaneous, and having that data tracking from large companies is super helpful. That's it on the presentation of that's a very quick and cheery um, example of what it looks like to have what Cisco is all about. I just want to stop sharing this. There we go. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to share how easy it is to place a Cisco order on our program called Cisco Shop. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. Bear with me while I find that share screen. Sorry, just gonna. I usually use Teams, so Zoom's is not. I'm not that familiar with Zoom.
That's okay. And we're the opposite. We normally use Zoom, so it's always
Okay.
different. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, maybe it's. This is not the program, but I'm just trying to get to the right one. Nope. One more try.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's not allowing me to share a web browser. Does anybody know how to share a web browser?
Normally, if you open it, it will be able to share your full screen, what you are seeing, what you're seeing on your screen, like just sorry, that was not a very good explanation. As a teacher was like, okay, I feel as my as explaining
Okay.
for this.
You can only have one web browser open and see if that works.
Okay, thank you.
I know what you were saying.
I was like, oh, sorry, that
Yes.
was
Okay. Yep. That worked, I think. Okay. Sure.
thank you.
Okay. Just a verbal, if you're seeing, it says shop, Cisco shop in the top left-hand corner.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So this is the what you'll land on is a screen that sort of looks like once you've logged in, will look like this. Super simple. You go to list, see all lists. So lists are like your shopping list. Right now I've added in September 2024 list, and this was sort of oh sorry, that was last year's 2025 ideas. So these are ideas that are we put together for Feeding Futures and what products that would be really versatile in the schools. So pre-made pancakes, then there's syrup and hummus grab and goes, aluminum foil. These are coming in, the little goldfish crackers, beverage napkins, storage freezer bags, little portion jams. As we go down, we'll see like a big party tray mix of vegetables, so you can break those up. It comes as 4 big Costco containers, so a lot of schools will baggie them up and put them into classrooms. Scrambled eggs, fully cooked. I have tasted these, and all you need to do, they're fantastic, is put the bag, plastic and all, on a cookie sheet and put it in the oven for a few minutes, get it to be steamy, cut it open, and dish it out. They're fantastic. I sell these to a lot of high-end hotels for their continental breakfasts. We have omelets already made. We have hard-boiled eggs, calzones, little pizzas, entree mac and cheese. This is the one I was talking about that you can either boil it in the bag, it's already ready to go. I've used this that at family barbecues and everybody wants the recipe because they think it's all homemade. So I'm like, oh, I just can't remember. Macaroni salads, all these pre-made tuna kit, burritos, cornflakes, different styles of cornflakes as we go down. But it's so simple to order. All you do is put a 1 if you want 1 case of that. The case size is right down here. So applesauce, individual portions. So this is something that you would be like, maybe you're gonna dip crackers in or dip some apples in to have apples and applesauce. You get 200, 118 milliliter little portions. Um, Other ones, this one here's pasta, spaghetti, and sauce. You get 24, 398 milliliters. So you just have to keep eye on the pack sizes, but it's so simple to order. One, you can see up here the cart is being full and you check out. You can do your this school has we plan way ahead of time. So on September 24th, this is the menu that was sent out to all elementary schools in this district, but you guys aren't so much district as individual schools. So we are, Sean and I are happy to put together programs weeks ahead that you know what you're sending, you know what your budget is, you know the nutritional value on every item. So this is a breakfast program we sent, these individual portioned cheeses, cereal, fruit cup, processed ribbon cheese. This isn't the healthiest. We do have regular cheese slices. However, with Feeding Futures, kids also need to eat, and sometimes they're just more familiar with the processed cheese. Plus, this will last forever in your fridge, and it's a really good price point for the size that you get. So, plain bagels, calzone. So this was sent out for one of the weeks. We've got the individual yogurts, we have the large yogurts, we have the small, easy to peel oranges, plus regular oranges and apples. Pretty much anything and everything that is at a grocery store, we have. We just click the checkout. We see what is there, and we put those two things in, and we continue to check out. We pick the date. So the schools most often have a single day, once a week delivery. This school just happens to be on Tuesdays. If you have to do a delivery on a different day, then you would reach out to myself or Sean, and we'd get that changed for you. And then you just simply submit order. You can also go in and change your orders and add to them as well. So really easy to navigate this system, very similar to any of the online shopping that you would do in the markets these days, Amazon or Save on Foods or anything like that. So super easy. I'm going to stop sharing this. To set up an account with Cisco, all you need to do is reach out to Sean or I. We need your email, phone number, first, last name, and the address of your school. We email you a credit application. It takes less than 10 minutes to fill out. It's all online. It comes back to us. We see what the terms that our credit department has given you. We set you up in Cisco Shop. We set you up in Cisco Pay, which is another platform that you can see all your invoices, pay them online, almost like online banking, but you just see Cisco stuff. And you're pretty much set to go. And the deliveries come. We do our normal minimum order for restaurants and companies is a 15 case order. However, food security has been granted a 6 case minimum. So you do need to order 6 cases, but one case could be a 24 pack of juice boxes, a 5 pound bag of oranges. There are small pack sizes that you can get away with to make up those 6 cases. For the breakfast program in District 42, which is Maple Ridge Pit Meadows, I'm sending roughly anywhere between 15 to 20 cases a week to small schools because they're going through it. It's definitely very much needed, and we're working with them to help them create their food security program. So our motto is definitely lean on us. We are experts in the food industry, and we would love to help you with your program. Doing food service for the first time doesn't come natural. Pack sizes are way different than grocery stores, but with a little guidance, it can become very easy for you.
Thank you
Sean,
so much, Lorraine.
add?
Yes. Thank you so much for that. Was very, lots of information. Thank you so much for that. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but what I would like to do is if you guys can put the question in the chat if you have one question, and then I want to move on to our next guest, just because I don't want to, I want to respect the time from everybody. But please, I think, I see a lot of names here going on that probably, if you have questions, don't be shy. Just write it on the chat and we will be back to that. And we will answer that for sure. So our next guest is Duncan, and he is from Friendlier, and I really enjoy my first time chatting with him. I think it's a great company that has a lot of solutions for schools who are struggling with, dishwashers and go through all those kind of things. So welcome, Duncan. Thank you so much for joining us. Just go ahead.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, really excited for this opportunity. I will just jump straight into a presentation. It explains who we are, what we do, and all that good stuff. So, perfect. I think everyone can see my screen. Awesome.
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Yeah, so we're Friendlier. We are a reusable food packaging company. So you can see our containers on the left. Those are a couple examples. But yeah, we really, obviously, our goal is to eliminate single-use waste. So the company was founded by Jackie and Kaylee 5 years ago now. They're both chemical engineering students. They were away on exchange and they were in Sweden, and they realized that there's no single use. They had been there for a couple months already, and it took them a while, but then they finally figured it out that everyone was using reusables and how that worked. So they wanted to come back and make a difference. So they weren't even done school yet. They came up with a plan, they trademarked it, and as soon as they finished school, they started. So as I said before, the mission is to eliminate single-use packaging. And in order to do that, the problem was obviously we want people in the food industry to focus on the food they make and the food they deliver. They don't want to deal with figuring out the packaging, how it works, washing the dishes, especially when we're looking at school districts with anywhere from 500 to a couple thousand meals a day. We wanted to make it as turnkey as possible and really eliminate that problem of single-use waste. So we like to joke that we have our own supply chain. So it's called the friendlier supply chain. As much as we all think we're doing the right thing with compostables and recyclables, we kind of know, unfortunately, a lot of it is ending in the same place. So that's where we come in. We offer an end-to-end system. We will deliver the product to a location, wherever that is. You make the food, you package it, you deliver it to the students, the kids, the schools, if you have a commissary kitchen, and deliver it out after that. We will come pick it up, we bring it back to our facilities, we wash it, we sanitize it, we repack it and put it back into the system. So obviously one question we always get right away is it just a one-time purchase? No, it's the exact same as what you're doing now for single use, in the sense of when you're out of inventory, you just have to purchase more. So with that, we have come to a pretty competitive price with single-use waste, and I'll get to that at the end. But yeah, we're very proud of that and happy with it. So some of the advantages obviously are cost effective. There's two different things. We call it the fee per use and then a deposit. I'll get into that. But you never have to worry about hidden fees or upfront capital, nothing like that. As I mentioned before, everything is in that fee per use, the delivery, the washing, the pickup, the sanitizing, all of that. So there's no hidden fees. Obviously scalable. We have just over 200 clients now, and last week we hit our 2 millionth reused container. So we're very happy about that. We have a couple clients now in BC. Obviously, I'm in BC. Our head office is in Guelph. So yeah, it is quite scalable. It's a proven method, and obviously ease of use. So this, for this one, this is obviously, we have two different models. The ease of use with the POS system is for our usual deposit one, but usually with schools, I'll get into it as a deposit included model. Same thing, ease of use. There's no software that you need to buy. There's no extra scanning machines you need to buy. We take care of all that. Included in that is our impact data. So kind of just how Cisco is going over, they have their own little portal of ordering and paying. We have the same thing, our friendlier portal. So when you sign on, we'll give you access, and with that, you get to see the impact. So every container obviously has a weight. So you're saving that weight in waste, you're saving that weight in water savings, energy savings, greenhouse gas savings, all that stuff. And each month we'll send you a impact report, and you get to share that. So it's very PDFable, if that's a word. And you get to share that with everyone, your shareholders, or I guess you guys probably don't have many shareholders, but all your students and your staff, you can put it up, and it's really exciting because we make it blue like this. So kids really like it. We can a lot of them add little animals and things like that, especially for the K-6 kids. And then obviously, as I mentioned before, the turnkey solution. We don't want you worrying about washing or sanitizing or trying to buy these big washing machines and shove them in the back of a classroom, or the little countertop ones and only being able to wash 4 or 5 containers at a time. We take care of all of that. And as I mentioned before, it is included in the fee per use. There's no additional fees in terms of delivery or pickup. So we have two different models. I'll run through them. I'm sure there's going to be questions. That's okay. It takes a little bit. The easiest thing to remember is that this has been in our life for a very long time. In terms of when you buy beer or pop or whatever, you pay an eco fee or a deposit. If you want that deposit back, you bring it back to a washing site. But for us, we just pick it up and we'll deposit you. So the one that is obviously most popular, and obviously we use it a lot for universities and things like that, is the deposit return model. And that's exactly that. You sell the food to a student, they pay a deposit. It's all our deposits around 50 cents. When they're done that, they scan and return it to a friendlier bin. They use the app. All you need is a first name, last name, and an email address, and we will return that deposit back to the student. So how it works for the business end, you order the product by the case just as you normally would with single use. You pay the fee per use, which I mentioned, plus that deposit. So upfront, you're paying a fee per use and deposit. But once you've sold the meal to the kid or the student or the faculty, you've passed that deposit on. So at the end of the day, you're only left with the fee per use. Then we come, pick it up, wash it, sanitize it. So we scan it when we get it back in our facility. So that's how we know where the deposit goes. I'll jump into what we usually see in terms of schools and some sort of commissary kitchen. Because obviously a lot of students won't have their cell phone. There's more and more cell phone bans. We understand that there is no way for the student to scan it. So we came up with a deposit included model. So this puts the ownership on the school district or the commissary kitchen, whoever's doing it, or if you use a catering company, to encourage those returns, because they're gonna make the food, drop off the food. We encourage the returns because then the deposit is going to go straight back to the kitchen or the caterer. So what it looks like for that is you're going to pay for the fee per use plus the deposit. You're going to sell your meal, distribute your meal. We're going to encourage the returns. Obviously, we see very high return rates in K to 6 because there's a good chance they're not leaving. Middle school, we still see a very high return rate because they can't drive anywhere. And then high school, we still see a very high return rate because of just the ownership of it, and people are very excited about this. But yeah, so we encourage the returns. They drop it in a friendlier bin. We'll come pick it up, and then we credit the school or the school district or the catering company directly. So we take out that middle part of the student scanning it. So yeah, I'll obviously save questions, but that's kind of what it looks like. So this is what the monthly data dashboard and what your portal will look like. On the left, you can see your past orders, a request to return, your analytics, and this is also where you order. So that there should be a little back button, and that's where you would order from. But you can see this this is a university. That month they had 13,000 returns, which was equivalent to the greenhouse gas emissions saved, waste saved, and water savings. All of into the nitty gritty part of that, our own greenhouse gas emissions in terms of delivery and all that stuff is included in that. So those are truly those are truly savings that your school or your district has kind of had. In terms of that as well, we can also, I believe we can individually do schools if that's needed. We do see school districts most likely just kind of lumping it all together just to kind of save time, as opposed to this box goes with this school, this box goes with that school. Yeah, that's kind of what the dashboard looks like. And then obviously our product and pricing list. So all of our containers are made in Ontario, which we're very proud about. The manufacturer is actually directly across the street from our headquarters. So we have a very good relationship with them. We're always working on new containers. So we're working on a 16-ounce rectangle. We're working on a better circular one for soups. If you do soups, something that is better for the heat. They're all food grade, obviously. They're microwave safe, freezer safe. I will say this because we have had issues before. Even though they are microwave safe, they are not oven safe. They're still a plastic. They're a single grade polymer plastic. But please just don't put them in the oven. We've had it before. People kind of forget and they'll throw them in the oven. They're just not oven safe. They are like the carrying case Combrio warming units. They are that safe for that, because I think they kind of get around to like 100 or 120, 150. So obviously they're okay in those things. There is no minimum order size. Obviously, they just come in a case size, so we can't split that case size up. Yeah, and that's kind of it. I'll go over obviously the cost one more time. You can see a fee per use plus a deposit. So up front, when you order it, you would pay, if say you were getting the 28-ounce rectangular, you'd pay 91 cents up front, but then once you, in this situation of deposit included, once we get it back from the students, you would then be credited that 50 cents. So the actual cost of that container is only 41 cents. I think that's it. I went very quickly. I apologize if there's some questions. I just want to make sure everyone has time.
No, you did amazing, Duncan. Thank you. Yeah, so it's I know this is a little bit different from like what we normally use. So just to be clear, and I think that was one of my questions when I met Duncan, is that they take the things and they wash it for you guys. So you have to remember that it's a part of the process and help.
Mhm.
So especially for schools that doesn't have the facilities, and that's important to just kind of understand. It took me a little while for me to understand, but it was good to know that in case anybody else have any question of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Duncan, I know if you can also write your email on the
Yep.
chat. I mean, I know maybe some people will do that. We will do that also at the end.
Okay.
But I have few people direct message me saying if you can add your email just in case. So
Yep.
thank you so much. So I'm gonna continue with our next guest, and her name is Barbara, and she is from Lunch to Lunch. So welcome, Barbara. Thank you so much for coming. And yes, please feel free to start.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here today. Thank you for inviting me. And I'd like to spend this sort of 10-minute time frame just to kind of give an overview of our company, a little bit of background. I'll do a screen share just to show what it looks like for a parent placing an order in Munch Lunch. I'd like to focus in on the Feeding Futures Pay What You Can aspect of our program, because we just introduced that as a result of us hearing about the Feeding Futures program and schools needing to have a way to allow the sponsored families to be able to enter an amount that they're able to pay, if any at all. And then I'll just finish up with just giving you a little bit of highlights of our company and some of the key features of our program that I think would be of interest to schools. So to start then, I'm the owner of Munch Lunch. We started our program 15 years ago, and we are proudly based in Vancouver, so we're local. The idea behind introducing Munch Lunch was in response to the need by schools to manage their hot lunch program and other fundraisers online. So schools were struggling with having paper-based systems. So we've been in the software business for, well, since 1998, so quite a while. But we shifted our entire business to Munch Lunch once I discovered what a sort of compelling need there was in this market. So we were doing general software solutions for various industries previous to that. So the idea is then to be able to allow schools to enable parents to order online, and for the administrators of the program to be able to easily pull reports and to provide those to the vendors providing the food, and reports for distribution to the children. So that's the idea behind it. Our program is being used coast to coast here in Canada. So we're in just over 900 schools currently. So we started with about 12 and grew to our current 900 number, which is I think I'm very happy and proud that we've done that, and growing, because we get contacted every single day by schools wanting to sign up with the program. So I think the word is spreading, which is great. So the main thing I want to emphasize about Munch Lunch is the ease of use. This is something that our users tell us, our administrators tell us, and so it's not a daunting program to take on for a school. Even people who say, well, I'm not very good with computers and I'm scared to have a system that I've never used before. It's very easy, and we've laid it out in a very easy way for both the administrators using the program and for the parents using the program. Underneath, there are hundreds of thousands of lines of code to make this program run. But on the outside, it looks very, very simple. And that's, purely by intention. So it is something very easy for schools to take on. So just a quick note about Feeding Futures. So when we learned about the need for schools to enable families who are, we consider them sponsored families, to be able to order lunches, we added a feature this past year called Pay What You Can. And I'm going to show you what that looks like on the parent ordering side. So I'm going to share my screen and just show you a little bit about the ordering side of the program. So let me just do that. Okay, so do you see the Munch-a-Lunch green screen, everybody?
Yes, yes, we
Nodding,
can see
yes.
it.
Okay, okay, great. So this, what you're seeing here is a login to the an administrative login. So there's a lot of information on this screen that the administrator of the program would see, but the parent would not. So just a quick orientation, the top menu options are all intended for the parent, and the administrative menu is intended for the administrator running the program. And the dashboard is just giving a live representation of the orders as they're being placed, other fundraisers if you're using it for fundraising as well, and the payments that are being made, and the profit that's being incurred based on you entering accurate cost values when you're setting up your food. The setup with Munch-a-Lunch, as I said, is very easy. It's as simple as, I'm just going to hover over lunch setup. It's as simple as following steps 1 through 9 in sequence. So when someone says, you know, do you have a video? Do you have help information? Yes, we do. We have online help information, but really I tell people it's as simple as steps 1 through 9, stay in sequence. So as long as you do that, it's very easy. So I have just a one menu, one lunch date program set up to walk you through it, but that's all you do for setup. Just on the parent ordering side, when a school signs up with Munch-a-Lunch, we would provide a registration link unique to their school, or you can just go to the Munch-a-Lunch website and use the general registration link to find the school. But the parent would register an account using their first name, last name, email, and password. Then they would add their children to their account, and then they would select which class and which grade their child is in. So on the administrator side, they would need to pre-enter the grade options in their school and the class options. Never the children's names. That's not necessary. The parents take care of adding their own children, just simply the grade and class options. So when a parent registers, then they add their children. These two steps take maybe a minute. Then the system would automatically direct them to click the order lunch button to place their order. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to click order lunch. And the parent would see a session. So I've just set up a 1-month session. You can set up a session that's an entire year, or it could be month by month, or the most common way is using the seasons of fall, winter, spring. So sort of 3-month sessions. So I'll click on that. And sorry, I should have actually deleted this before I started. I'll quickly show you how to cancel an order. Do that and click all dates. I am sure. So just running a test beforehand and check mark all dates. Okay, so I'm start from scratch. So order lunch, go here. And it says menus for, so I'm just in a test account. So just Sally Test Child, customize notes to the parents to tell them about the lunches that you're offering, the vendors that you're using, etc. I just did a one menu, one lunch date setup for this demo. I'll click next. So I'm just seeing one lunch date. So the lunch is pizza day on October 30th. For the ordering, it's simply clicking on the item, clicking add. The item appears on the right. They can change the quantity if they wish. And I only have one, so there's no other additional menus. Normally you just go next menu, next menu, next menu to go through all the menus that are being offered. I just have the one, so I'll just click finished. And it confirms which lunch date that they selected from. Usually there's a series of lunch dates that would be listed all here. And I'll just click next. And it just confirms verify for Sally, the cheese pizza, 2 slices, the total amount, $5. And you can go back and edit that or go correct. Sorry, just 1 second here. Just a moment. Let me just go finished. So I'm just going to add one more item. Hang on, let me go finished. Okay, there we go. And there is a timer happening up here. So this is an optional thing for the administrator. There's lots of different settings that you can choose as an administrator. One of them is an auto cancel setting, so that the parent must create their order and submit it and pay for it within a certain time frame. So this time clock is doing a 1 hour, has a 1 hour setting. So there's 58 minutes, 35 seconds to complete this, which is more than enough time. It takes probably a few minutes to create an order, but the time frames that we allow for the administrator are anything from 1 hour to 24 hours. And that's to ensure that parents don't create an order and then just run away and never pay for it. It just auto cancels it, sends them an email and says, your order has been canceled due to non-payment. Here's a copy of it for your reference, but you'll have to go in and start again. Again, that's an optional feature. So I'll go down here. It's ready to check out and pay, which I am. So I have one order waiting for payment. I'll click checkout. Okay, so here's the pay what you can that I mentioned. So if a school optionally has chosen to present the pay what you can option to parents, then this page would display, and the parent then could say, let's see, I'm unable to pay the full amount. Please check below. Okay, yes, I would like payment assistance. From the amount you can pay from 0 to 5, click update. So the total value of the order is $5, and I can say I can pay the $5 and click update. And it says, okay, then it's going to make you pay the $5. But let's say I say, well, I can only pay $2 of that. And I click update. So it's going to say that $3 will be subsidized. The parent would be responsible for paying the $2. If the parent says, I can pay 0 for this order, I would like full subsidy, then it will show $5 will be subsidized. If I click next, it'll automatically submit the order because there's no payment required. So I'm just going to put a partial payment in here. So I can pay $2, so $3 will be subsidized. We'll click next. And then it will bring you right to the, we're using Stripe as our payment processor, so it brings you to the Stripe page, and the parent at this point would enter their card number, expiry, security, postal code, and if you have Google Pay set up or Apple Pay, you can pay with those methods as well. So at this point, then the parent would click pay $2. Okay, so that's all there. Because I just want to quickly show you the item on reports, I'm going to have to write off the $2, as obviously in this demo, I'm not going to pay the $2. So I'll just go to accounting and I'll just write off that balance owing for that family, so which is me. So I'll just check mark it here and say, I am sure this family does not have to pay that $2. That's just an option for you. And I'll click write off. And what that means then is that this order will now be included on reports because it's considered a fully paid order. So then the administrator would just simply go to the reports section and they would go to weekly lunch reports. And the ordering is still open. So the ordering deadline is actually October 29th is what I have it set to. And so it's telling the person who's trying to run the report, don't print reports because it's still open for ordering. But I'm going to print it anyway. So if I go to class distribution, I can just click on this class by student report, which is broken down by student, by class. And that's what it would look like. So there's the order that I just did. I went back and did a pepperoni pizza as well. So we've got a cheese pizza and a pepperoni pizza for this child. This is a report that has the school name, the date, the theme, which is just a customizable theme called Pizza Day, on the 30th with the child's name. The students listed would be listed in alphabetic order by first name down the page, and there's page breaks by class. So that's what it looks like for the distribution report. There's all kinds of other reports that we have, everything from labels, the supplier report, of course, the work order to send out to the vendors. So if I click on that, it shows there's 1 cheese and 1 pepperoni that was ordered, and the supplier happens to be Boston Pizza. And so that's pretty much it. I wanted to just show you sort of how that order appears on reports. And so I'll jump out of that. And so just to wrap up, I just want to talk about some of the main features of Munch-a-Lunch. So We are offering a special of 2 months free trial to any new school to our program. So that's currently in place. We also prorate our fee. So if a school was to start now, they wouldn't pay for September, and they would also receive a 2-month free trial. So the price would end up being $210 plus taxes to take them to the end of June. So our program is running from September to June, and schools can sign up anytime during the year. We also offer same day sign up. So if a school says, I'd like to sign up with Munch Lunch, I need to get on this program now, you're on the program now. We'll provide the administrative login right away. Payment can come later. In the case of free trial, there is no payment. So that doesn't apply. Okay, so some of the features of the program, just to sort of expand this. So I'll just run through this quickly. So the easy and intuitive program that we offer for the parent and admin, the Feeding Futures Pay What You Can, which you saw an example of. You have the ability to choose your own vendors with Munch Lunch. So there's no requirement to use a specific vendor. You're setting up the suppliers and setting up the food items offered by those suppliers when you're setting up your lunch program. So there's no sort of preset list that you have to go by. The lunch reminders in our system, this is one of the best features of our program, is what people tell us, and that is that the system sends an automated lunch reminder the day before the lunch that's being delivered to the child, sends out that reminder to the parent specifying their child's name and specific lunch order that's coming the next day. Extremely helpful for busy parents who say, I can't remember if I ordered, I don't even know what I ordered. Did I order for both children, one child? Can't remember. These come out, they get used to them, they love them, and this is a very helpful tool, I think. We've been doing this since day one. The system can also be used not just for lunches, but for any other types of fundraising that a school is doing. So donations is a very popular one. So you can set various donation amounts, and parents can make donations throughout the course of the year. But we have schools using the program for everything from Halloween haunts to spirit wear, parent night out, carnivals, bingo nights. I mean, it just, the list is endless as to what you can do. You essentially just don't want to be sending out any paper orders for anything you're running in your school. You want people going online. So the setup is extremely easy. On the fundraising side, it's very similar to the lunch side, just following the steps in sequence. So lunches and fundraising can run concurrently. And on the fundraising side, we give you the ability to add images and a banner image to advertise your event. The next thing is the clear and organized reports. Again, something people tell us all the time. They're so easy to read. They're very well thought out. We have a lot of different options of reports. So that's a good thing. Something that we introduced this year was the vendor login. So this is something where if a school says, well, I don't want to be the person responsible for sending out the reports to the vendors, I'd like them to access the reports themselves. No problem. The vendor can have their own login, which restricts them to only the reports page. So they would never see the parent information, financial information, anything like that, strictly the reports that they need to pull for their lunch. The other aspects, we are data centers in Canada. We have very fast payment processing using Stripe. And as you saw, there was Google Pay that displayed for you. Apple Pay is also an option. Payment processing, once the parent enters those few fields, is just a couple of seconds and it goes through. So after a parent creates an order and a payment, the site sends them an automatic copy of their order and an automatic payment receipt. So that goes instantly out once they've made their payment. Fast and friendly support 7 days a week. This is true. People are shocked at the support that we provide. You can contact Munch Lunch day, evening, weekends, you will get an answer. So if you have help, because often we find our parent volunteers that are largely the ones running our program, they're working evenings, they're working on the weekends, they're trying to squeeze time in. We're there to help if there's a question that comes up. And we are proudly Canadian owned and operated. We always like to talk about that. So yeah, that's essentially Munch Lunch.
Thank you, Barbara. That's amazing.
You're welcome.
I know you are also familiar with some other independent schools, so you know how they work. So that's
Yes.
always very, very cool. So could I ask you to unshare your screen so then we can see, and then
Yes,
maybe
sorry.
anybody. No, that's okay. No problem.
Stop
So I
sharing. There we go.
that's perfect. Thank you. So I know we still having a few people here in the chat. I know some people is close to time for some of you guys to dismiss, but I don't know if anybody have any questions, anything that you would like to ask. It's here are the experts. They are happy to come and answer any questions. So don't be shy. You have them here firsthand. And then let's see if anybody, I have a few questions about just contacts on my personal email, or well, in my chat. I don't know if anybody else was still here. No questions? Thank you, Barbara.
I'm just going to put this in since everybody else is doing
That's
it.
perfect. Thank you. Okay.
There we go. There, Lorraine.
Yes, and that's, you see, it's always good networking here coming. So it's always nice to just hear the options that they have. I know our goal is really to, make our, money, our funding money go as far as we can and help and support the independent schools. That's always very important for all of us. I know that we are in a different levels. Every school here is in a different level, and where they are in their food programs. But I know it's always good to start learning and see that there are options for us to go and do more. So that will be my last call to say if anybody in the call has any extra questions. Okay. So don't worry about if you didn't catch the emails. I will be sending all this information also in close to the, when I send the video. I just want to say thank you. I know beginning of October is always very, very busy for everybody. I know inspections are happening. I know a lot of things are happening. So, taking the time to come and join live, it's always good. And everybody who is in the video and is going to see us later, please feel free to contact these amazing people and organizations, because I know you will be very happy to work with. I've been chatting with them and they are very nice, always helping, always trying to, answer questions. Very, it's easy to email them and they are patient with us because they know that most of us don't know how to use it. So, ask, don't be shy, ask always questions. They will find a way to help us and support independent schools for sure. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming today.